Today, May 28th, 2020. Well, it's now really early morning. It's May 29th, but President Donald Trump has signed an executive order preventing online censorship as an attempt to assist in helping us to keep free speech open and to go up against powerful social media companies that have been very visibly censoring the open dialogue and discourse of people just speaking about current events. And it's an unprecedented time in history. So of course people are going to be discussing and problem solving and analyzing and working together, which we should be doing. And we've seen a suspicious amount of suppression of information and on accounts large and small. I myself have had a video deleted, so this was actually very interesting. And I'll go ahead and read the executive order. I follow a great channel by Shell on YouTube, and she posted a clip of this. I don't know how to get a clip of Trump's newscast, but she has it, so I'll put a link to her quick minute-long video that actually gave me this information, and she has a link also to the whitehouse.gov actual type print issue of the executive order, which I'm going to go ahead and read some of here now. Executive Order on Preventing Online Censorship, issued May 28, 2020. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1. Policy. Free speech is the bedrock of American democracy. Our founding fathers protected this sacred right with the First Amendment to the Constitution. The freedom to express and debate ideas is the foundation for all of our rights as a free people. In a country that has long cherished the freedom of expression, we cannot allow a limited number of online platforms to handpick the speech that Americans may access and convey on the internet. This practice is fundamentally un-American and anti-democratic. When large, powerful social media companies censor opinions with which they disagree, they exercise a dangerous power. They cease functioning as passive bulletin boards and ought to be viewed and treated as content creators. The growth of online platforms in recent years raises important questions about applying the ideals of the First Amendment to modern communications technology. Today, many Americans follow the news, stay in touch with friends and family, and share their views on current events through social media and other online platforms. As a result, these platforms function in many ways as a 21st century equivalent of the public square. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube wield immense, if not unprecedented, power to shape the interpretation of public events, to censor, delete, or disappear information, and to control what people see or do not see. As president, I have made clear my commitment to free and open debate on the internet. Such debate is just as important online as it is in our universities, our town halls, and our homes. It is essential to sustaining our democracy. Online platforms are engaging in selective censorship that is harming our national discourse. Tens of thousands of Americans have reported, among other troubling behaviors, online platforms quote, flagging content as inappropriate, even though it does not violate any stated terms of service, making unannounced and unexplained changes to company policies that have the effect of disfavoring certain viewpoints, and deleting content and entire accounts with no warning, no rationale, and no recourse. Twitter now selectively decides to place a warning label on certain tweets in a manner that clearly reflects political bias. As has been reported, Twitter seems never to have placed such a label on another politician's tweet. As recently as last week, Representative Adam Schiff was continuing to mislead his followers by peddling the long-disproved Russian collusion hoax, and Twitter did not flag those tweets. Unsurprisingly, its officer in charge of so-called site integrity has flaunted his political bias in his own tweets. This is wild. At the same time, online platforms are invoking inconsistent, irrational, and groundless justifications to censor or otherwise restrict Americans' speech here at home. Several online platforms are profiting from and promoting the aggression and disinformation spread by foreign governments like China. One United States company, for example, created a search engine for the Chinese Communist Party that would have blacklisted searches for human rights, hid data unfavorable to the Chinese Communist Party, and tracked users determined appropriate for surveillance. It also established research partnerships in China that provide direct benefits to the Chinese military. Other companies have accepted advertisements paid for by the Chinese government that spread false information about China's mass imprisonment of religious minorities, thereby enabling these abuses of human rights. They have also amplified China's propaganda abroad, including by allowing Chinese government officials to use their platforms to spread misinformation regarding the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic and to undermine pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong. As a nation, we must foster and protect diverse viewpoints in today's digital communications environment, where all Americans can and should have a voice. We must seek transparency and accountability from online platforms and encourage standards and tools to protect and preserve the integrity and openness of American discourse and freedom of expression. It goes on with Section 2, which is the protections against online censorship. Section 230C, and so on. Again, I'll put a link to this entire executive order. Super interesting stuff. I'm wondering if I can re-upload or reinstate my video, which was taken down by YouTube as deemed inappropriate, when in fact it was actually a very powerful speech on consciousness by David Icke. Recently stated. So this is so interesting. Please share this with friends and family. And if you've been kind of tuning out certain things and just looking into one source of information, now is the time more than ever to kind of broaden your sources of information a little more, because this is now on a national level. It's time to get your head in the game, because this is truly an unprecedented time in history, and it's going to be important when you look back, or your grandchildren look back, like I was saying in the other video. What were you doing? Who were you listening to? What were your actions? How did you move in these times in order to make sure that you were the most informed and making wise choices? That's all I'm going to say. But interesting stuff. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thanks for watching. Take care.